Hey, this is Joey Murphy at lightsellwholesale.com, and today we're going to go everything to do with a socket wrench. Hello, mic test, mic test, mic test, mic test, mic test. All right. So at properties, you have your C9 socket line, and sometimes when you're installing, people may step on it, or maybe there's a yardstake and a kid kicks it, and because it attaches to the wire. Anyways, these are examples of like the way the socket attaches and the way it can kind of come off or it can break. But ultimately, it is not holding the bulb anymore. As you can see here, it's cracked. And so every time I go to turn the bulb, it's not going to secure and make contact. And so the socket needs to be replaced. What you can do is a little quick fix is to cut this out and then put one plugs essentially on each side. That'll reduce cost of the plugs and look a little cleaner. Or you can do male and female, spin a little bit more. It's bulkier. But ultimately, you need to replace this socket. And so what you can do is replace it with actual replacement sockets. And so what you want to do is get this off of the line because it doesn't serve a purpose anymore, and we got to put the new one on. Minleon's socket line, that's what this is, it's very hard to pop sockets. So sometimes you have to crush it, pull it off. You got to get this off of here without really hurting the line. So that's what we're going to do now is try to pop this off. It is kind of already, the infrastructure of it's already kind of broken, so it may be easier to pop off. So pretty easy there. It's not that easy when it's not broken. So you can see that the vampire teeth did bite into this right here. And so what we want to do is kind of match that up in that spot. What you can see with the line here is that this side's smooth and then you have a little notch. And that backing, that little notch there, you want to create continuity by keeping it the same all the way down the line. So this is towards me. I always like working towards me. And so I'm going to flatten this out, get to where we need to. And this is the direction it's supposed to go if the tab is towards me. So what we're going to do is take our socket line, and we're going to take an actual socket. As you can see, there's 3 sides to this, and then there's that notch at the bottom. That's supposed to go towards me. So that's the correct direction. We're going to set this in here, and then we're going to lay our line in right on top of it. Then what we're going to do is take this back. What you want to look on the back is that there is that notch. So that notch goes towards me, and then this is where the line is. So you're going to slide this right in over the top. I like to just get it lined up pretty good, make sure the wire's flat, so that way it creates a good little puncture, and then get it matched up. So right there, we're good to press down, and you're going to hear a little pop. That means the back is snapping into that socket. It makes a bigger pop with these Minleon line. Here we go. So it popped just a little bit, but it didn't secure all the way. Make sure it's nice and flush. That one's smashed in there pretty good. So now what we're going to do is put our bulb back in and test the line. This line doesn't have a male or female on it right now, so what we're going to do is go ahead and put a male on it to power it up and make sure that that bulb works. What we're going to do is, a good practice is to split your ends here. There's a little piece of plastic when you put it in that kind of separates those 2 ends. You never want those to touch. Ultimately, you just need to make a good clean cut, and it won't affect anything. I like to push down on it and get a little bite down into those vampire teeth already. Because if you take this back, what you can see is this actually has like a tapered sloped end, and then it has a little tab to close it off. So you want to take it where that tab isn't there. You're going to match it up. And then when you go to push this, if it's hot outside, it's going to go. You can use your fingers and get it down. If it's really cold outside, you're going to have a harder time. That's where you can go old school and use some pliers and get this to slide on. Or at the very bottom of the socket wrench, it has it as well. So you're going to put it in right there like that, and then you're going to push down and slide it down. It gives you a little bit of leverage, a fulcrum, if you want to say, to kind of get a little more force in there. So just like I said earlier, is you can use your pliers. So old school method is if you don't have one of these, you can use the back end of your pliers. These are really nice to have, though. You can create good, flush, clean lines. So let's say it's cold. I can only go right there. You can take your pliers and match them up right here and then slide them. Just like that. So now we want to test the line and make sure that our socket made good contact. So I got an extension cord right here. We're going to power it up. And as you can see, my green's good to go. So you have a nice clean line. There's not plugs there. You replace the socket. Now, if a car is going down a driveway and they hit 12 of these, I'd probably replace the line by cutting it out and making a giant run instead of just a socket. But if you got a couple, just maybe 2 or 3 of these, make a nice, good, clean run and make a good replacement.